But yeah, there are some seriously crazy, like, yeah, and let's talk about the fandom. The fandom is personally why I love Touhou. The games, they are very good. They're very fun. They have amazing music, which we'll also talk about later. But the fandom is awesome because it's crazy, and it partially even runs the series. The creator of the game, Zune, really just leaves things in the games very open-ended and open to fan interpretation.
In fact, can I say a phrase? Can I say a phrase real quick?
Go for it.
Everyone's Gensokyo is different.
And this is very true.
Because there's so many different character interpretations.
And none of which you can say, no, that's wrong. Because it's all different. It really could go any way. And there are some interpretations that are incredibly dark and horrifying, and other ones that are just really lighthearted and humorous. And they're all about equally viable. And that's kind of the beauty of it. It's just like, how do you interpret these characters? Well, it's up to you. And
for instance,
you want to see it, you get to enjoy it.
Like, some people say that, like, some people exaggerate the fact that Cyrano is stupid. And canonically, she is stupid. Some people stick to, like, the canon levels of idiocy, like challenging, obviously, stronger opponents, to being incapable of doing even the simplest of acts, such as breathing.
And some people tend to downplay it a little bit and personally like to more focus on her stubbornness or desire to constantly improve herself. Mm-hmm. She can be a very heroic character as well as comedic relief. And interestingly, that kind of became, again, sort of fan and trained to canon, is that she recently got, like, her own game where she, like, proved how that she really was a lot stronger than most people took her for.
But yeah, and like
that's the kind of awesomeness.
The extra stage boss in Cyrano's game is Marissa, and even though she was holding back a little bit, Cyrano managed to beat her.
So, like, the point is that she managed to beat one of the main characters, who canonically are also some of the strongest characters. Like, at least Marissa says she was holding back, but she also admits to herself that
she's a fucking liar.
Cyrano gave her a run for her money.
And she's a pretty good liar sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she is a good liar. Apparently, the judge of the dead once came and told her that if she didn't stop lying, she was going to go to hell for it. And Maurice's immediate response was to say she's never lied in her life. So, you know.
Yeah,
might be a bit of a compulsion there.
And even... Oh, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, fuck it.
But anyway, yeah, so it's crazy and it's awesome.
Oh.
You can find all sorts of really cool videos and music compilations. The music in Touhou is amazing, and it's all composed by the main game makers.
I have an entire fucking folder on my computer dedicated to various jazz albums of Touhou.
There are literally bands who are dedicated to just making remixes of Touhou songs. And they make good money off selling them. I shit you not. The game maker Zune apparently has had no formal training in music, but he's an amazing composer, and it's actually why he made the Touhou games in the first place. It was just as a place to put his video game music.
Oh my god! One of the songs that I've taken a serious liking to is "Hey an Alien."
Oh, what's that one?
It's the theme of Nue from Undefined Fantastic Object.
We were talking about Nue before we got on.
Oh, and in fact, just in general, I've taken a fucking huge liking to Undefined Fantastic Object in general.
That's one of my favorite games.
My favorite song would have to be Reckless Game. I think.
Ridiculous Game from
yes.
Which is a theme. I believe it belongs to Aya from Scarlet Weather Rhapsody.
You might notice we're just throwing out lots of really names. You're wondering who these characters are.
Oh,
there are lots of characters in here.
I'm not even. I'm just gonna flat out say, we'll like if we bring up like a character, we can just have flash up a picture of them as we probably have. But you can just look them up yourself because we'd literally be here for days. If we even tried to just basically describe a character without going in any real detail of it.
If we wanted to, we could spend an entire video on just one character, going over all the details and fandom interpretations and everything about them. Well, at least half an episode.
Did we do that?
We could, but for now we want to talk about Touhou as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, jeez. Well, let's see. What have we talked about? There are shit tons of characters. There are literally at least over 100 characters.
Oh yeah, there's over 100 since 10 Desires actually. Since 13.
What's amazing? each character has its own fandom, including characters which have no dialogues or even names in the game. Have followings.
Like fucking just look at me. Ichirin, like Zun himself said that Ichirin was literally made to be Unzon's hitbox.
She has no character personality at all, but she has a huge following and a large fan of herself. Like I said, Touhou fans are crazy in an awesome way.
Can I just mention Koichi again, in addition to being probably my second favorite character? There's a lot of different fandom interpretations of her. I think she has one of the most. Probably the two biggest ones being a cheery, happy-go-lucky person, which more or less she kind of sort of is. We'd have to actually talk about her character, which I kind of want to. Or she's a fucking slasher maniac, thanks to Koichi's heart-throbbing adventure.
Which is why she's often paired as good friends with Flandre Scarlet, who's also usually depicted as either a very cheerful little girl or a crazy murderous psychopath.
That's sort of the way it goes with little girls. They're either, adorable and, just
cute,
moe as hell, or they're yandere and are going to kill you.
No, they're not yandere, they're just crazy. Yandere would imply they're in love with you. Like, they're just going to murder you horribly.
Well,
for no reason.
There's plenty of yandere.
I was gonna say, there are plenty of yandere
Tsundere, dere. All of the different dere types. All of them.
Seriously. Okay, let's get back to the actual games. So we said the basic story setup for each. Now, for the actual gameplay. As we said before, Touhou is a big bullet hell thing, and each girl that you can play as, which
bullet hell is what it means.
Yes, and each you can typically play as either from 2 to 4 characters is pretty much the max I've seen. Each character has different shot types for different play styles, and basically through each game since Touhou 2, I don't think we're really going to touch on the PC-98 games much, are we?
No. Basically, the PC-98 games means the first 5 Touhou games were made for a system called PC-98, which was really only available in Japan, and ended up dying out.
I mean, you can still play them through emulators and stuff, though, but they're not as high quality.
Not everyone knows about them, and the canonicity of them is
very
questionable. Some of the characters have made it over, though, and personally, I take.
And one of them has become one of the most popular characters in the series as well.
Are you talking about Reimu?
I was talking more about Alice. I thought you were talking about like bosses and all that.
Oh no. Yes, some of them have made it over, such as Alice was originally from PC-98, but became a popular character from the Windows era.
The same thing with Yuka.
Yuka, Marisa, and then Mima, who's... Hello to all you Mima fans, if you are still waiting for her to show up in the game.
Alright, anywho, okay, back on topic, and basically throughout each games, Reimu and Marisa are the only really consistent playable characters, and Reimu herself is pretty balanced and can cover a good bit of the screen with her shot types.
She tends to be very slow-moving, but she has a large spread in homing shots.
Yes.
Marisa tends to be faster, but she has precision shots that do more high damage.
But her range is absolute shit.
Yeah.
Until you use her bomb for Master Spark.
Oh yeah.
Or multi-directional laser. Or basically any other spell card she's stolen or developed over the years.
Well, that's actually the cool thing. One of the reasons I like Marisa is because, yes, like, oh, it's stolen. Yes. But the idea is that she actually, of all the characters, she doesn't rely on natural abilities. She studies and analyzes and reverse engineers other people's magic and abilities to use herself. She's like the Batman. She is literally Batman.
In fact, there's even a whole print work, a whole non-manga print work called The Grim Roar of Marisa, dedicated to her notes about the various characters' spell cards.
Exactly.
Great read, by the way.
She does not slack off. She's a very hard worker. I'm just gonna point out that Reimu Hakure is as I said, one of the Miko is the main character of the game, and she's basically the strongest character in Gensokyo, but she's also very lazy. She has huge amounts of natural power, but that she doesn't bother to really put much effort in beyond that. Marisa has almost no natural talent, and just gained all of her abilities through hard work and determination. And she is the close second most powerful.
And also, according to the fandom, is notorious for starting harems. I have to say this right now. Basically, unlike a bunch of the side characters, and heck, even Reimu, Marissa is shipped with fucking everything that moves.
Which, of course, gives rise to the joke that Mari's is a tank.
Mama Mari.
Mama Mari.